Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. Well, I hate to tell you, but I just had a photograph taken with this on, like this, okay? So if you go to Instagram, Vegas Live with Ninon, you're going to see a photograph with,
just like
with
that.
Charles. Charles is my guest, and Charles has his nose on, and I have my nose on, so it's really quite funny. So trip over to Instagram, and you can have a good laugh at me, and I don't mind. Charles, how are you?
You know, I'm doing very well.
You know, we are surrounded by happiness.
Absolutely. You know, that's what my life's about. You've got to live in the moment.
Yes.
If you don't live in the moment, you're not living.
Well, you know, I learned something really quite... it's a good thing and a bad thing. For every second that comes in, it goes out. So think about it. So
Right.
I just had 5 minutes ago. I cannot repeat that 5 minutes ago. So enjoy the moment. And I keep telling people this. Enjoy your moment of time. Enjoy what you do. And you look as if you've got a happy face.
I got a happy face. You know what? This is what I look like sometimes.
And this is what he looks like.
Yeah, I
actually all the time. No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's my normal look. I kind of came as a human right now, so I look a little different.
He's a human, and he's a human from South Africa, because when I first met him coming in, I said, "Oh, where are you from?" Because I could detect an accent. South Africa.
Well, I always tell people I don't have an accent. You guys listen funny.
That's what. Yeah, I think so
you
too.
have a
I
funny
agree
way of
with that.
listening.
Yes,
So-
I don't have an accent
No,
at all. They all have accents.
It's actually quite funny because I was born in Cape Town, South Africa, which is one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Really? I've
And
never
my
been.
parents were born there too, so
Yes.
technically I'm African by birth.
Yes.
And then I became an American citizen, so I'm African American.
She's African American.
Go figure.
I love it. I love it. You came all the way down. So, what made you going into the clown business?
Well, you
what
know,
is-
I came out from South Africa originally to do a musical production called Barnum, all about P.T. Barnum.
Yes.
And it was an amazing opportunity for me to travel outside the country, because when I was a kid,
So you always had this entertainment thing within your head.
I kind of had too much energy when I was a kid, and I learned to ride a unicycle and juggle and walk on stilts and did a little trampolining and tight roping.
So in other words, you weren't afraid to do all these things. You just went ahead and just did them, and you didn't do them for any
was like
other
a big-
reason. It was just
It was
fun.
a big playground, and it was a lot of
just
fun.
for fun.
I never
Yeah.
thought anyone would actually pay me to do this stuff. And,
See, you
and
never
then
know.
when I got involved in the musical Barnum, I did a production in Johannesburg, South Africa. They brought me over to the States, and I was meant to come just for 6 weeks. It was actually for a college production up in Mount Hood Community College up in Oregon.
Okay.
And after those 6 weeks had ended, I'd actually become very close friends with a guy who was in the show, Bill Witter, his name is, and we developed a
Shout
juggling...
out to Bill Witter.
Shout out to Bill Witter. He runs a business called All-in-One Balloons and Entertainment here in town.
Oh, how lovely.
And we developed this juggling comedy act, which we actually worked in
So I was
Old
going to
Vegas.
say, do you work together?
We worked together for 10 years
Oh,
doing this
how
juggling act. The act was
lovely.
called Willie and Strawn, and if you go back to Old Vegas,
Yes.
we were in the original...
Too young for that. I can't go back.
Yeah, what are you, about 30?
39 and holding.
Okay.
Just been holding a long time, that's all.
No, we were fortunate enough to get into a Rocky Senna's show called the Roaring Twenties Review that was at the original Holiday Inn that became Harrah's Casino.
Oh,
I don't know if you
wow,
remember
that's
that
on-
far back.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it used to look like a big showboat back in the day.
Yes.
And then the building got bigger and bigger, and eventually Harrah's bought it.
Yeah.
But we were in a show that was, the showroom was actually downstairs where the buffet is now, and they moved that showroom upstairs. And this guy, Rocky Sennis, ran the whole thing. And we were fortunate enough to be in that show for a year, doing our juggling
How
comedy act.
lovely. So
And-
you've kind of been very successful in Vegas.
Well, getting your juggling variety act on the strip in a big show is definitely
Well,
successful.
yeah, because you're more of a I'm not going to say a second act, but you're more of an act that comes on first or in another a
Absolutely.
smaller showroom.
We got to open for George Burns one time,
Oh,
and
how-
got a
oh,
great
George
picture with him backstage.
Oh,
I
how
actually
lovely.
worked for Red Skelton's front of house on
Oh,
stilts.
well, he was the famous.
We got a
Red
lovely
Skelton.
picture with him backstage, you
Oh,
know, with
how
him shaking
lovely.
hands with us. And I got to meet a lot of the celebrities, you know,
Yes.
a lot of the Sammy Davis Jr. We worked with him.
Yeah.
And when are we talking Old Vegas, when everything was about variety
So
shows
how
or magic?
different is it then than it is now?
Well, now it's basically a cirque town. Everything
It's
is
a
about
cirque.
cirque now.
Yes,
There's
it
no
is
doubt
cirque.
about it. Cirque is an incredible.
And Cirque, actually, the Cirque production company is coming out of Canada, isn't it?
Yes,
they're,
it
they're
is.
based in
Yes,
Canada.
it is. Yes,
Yeah.
they are based in Canada, and they own Las Vegas now. It used
Yes.
to all be about variety shows.
Yes.
You know, shows like Jubilee and Folly Berger and the Lido show. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do. But so the Cirque shows, are they different enough to go into each hotel? Are they that different, or do they all have that kind of same kind of atmosphere? You know, to me they look like
I
the
wouldn't say they will have the same atmosphere. It depends on what's
Which
in the
one
show.
you say,
You have
yes.
a lot of shows. What they really like to have is they like to have young, good-looking, versatile performers who can do a variety of different
That's
things.
you and I out.
Yeah,
We'll never get
I'm sorry.
That's for sure.
Although
We're at the older end, the seniors.
Some of their shows now are incorporating people more from my generation. But mostly as clowns or character.
Yeah, a
performers.
character, somebody
Yes,
that,
yes.
that comes out with something funny, a comedian or whatever. Well, Shecky Green is a very good friend. By the way, hello, Shecky Green. How are you? He's a very good friend of mine, and he was one of the top people here. He was at the Riviera and everywhere. He was a comedian, and he did very, very well. So, what are you doing now? So,
I learned
into New Vegas.
You know, after working in I'm going to take that off for a second. But after working in a main show on the Strip,
Yes.
it was fantastic. But I realized whenever you work for a big corporation, then they own your time and they own you, and if you're fortunate, you get some benefits like medical insurance or the meals, all that stuff. But in most cases, you don't.
No.
So I thought, well, why don't I take a chance? And back in those days, the Yellow Pages was the only way to advertise. So I put this little 1x2 ad in the Yellow Pages for a clown business because I knew I could do birthday parties and different events.
I was going to say a lot of birthday parties here.
I got to work for the Ringling Brothers Clown College as a teacher.
Oh.
And I got to work in Disneyland, and then I got to work in Circus as a clown.
Yes.
So I knew that I could be a good clown, and why not get paid well for it? So I thought, well, let me go take a chance, and I put this little ad in. It cost $450.
That's a lot in that time.
A month. That was a fortune.
Yes.
And I had to sign a year's contract for that.
Whew,
So it was a
right?
huge thing, and I thought, well, if I go bankrupt, what are they
And
going to take?
if I don't do it, then I'll never know.
Yes, so I took the chance, and before I knew it, my phone was ringing off the hook.
Oh,
and I was
how
getting
wonderful.
birthday parties and school shows and different events, and it
But
just
you
took
also
off.
had a good name behind you. There are a lot of people probably also knew you.
Well, most people that I was going to had never heard of Charlie the Clown.
Oh, really?
But they got to know me. I mean, the people in the business did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, but then you started doing all the parties and the schools, and of course they
Right,
wouldn't
and then
have
before
heard
you knew it,
Yeah.
I was getting parties and I was getting referrals from other people. I actually got quite creative. I went to the birth records, looked, they're not protected in Nevada. They publish them in the newspaper.
Oh,
and
no,
I looked back
everybody knows
3
how old
years.
I am. Oh, my goodness
I
gracious
looked back
me.
3 years before, and I saw people who had children, and I started doing phone calls to all the John
He's
Smiths.
smart, isn't he?
And then
Yes,
eventually
you are a smart
I'd
guy,
get the one who
Charlie.
had a wife, Mary, because there's many John Smiths, but I'd ask for Mary, and when I got Mary on the phone, I knew I had the right John Smith, and I'd say, look, this might sound kind of creepy, but I have a clown business, and I know that 3 years ago you had a child coming up in 2 months. You have a birthday coming up. Can I send you some information on my clown business? And most people went, that's really resourceful. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I think it's amazing.
And I got callback after callback after callback.
And then corporations, do you do a lot of corporations?
I do a lot of company picnics, Christmas
Company
parties,
picnic.
Hanukkah
So you are
celebrations.
you're doing very well.
You know, I have recently...
Surviving in Vegas is a big thing.
I've done parties where I did the party 17 years before for the child, and now the same father brought me back for the grandkid, and didn't tell the father that I was coming. And he's like, I grew up watching you on video. We had a video of you doing my party, and they couldn't believe it. And of course, I had to pose in the same pose from 17 years before. But recently, I've actually branched out in the last 3 years. Because back in the 80s, I was quite strong and energetic, and I was part of a real circus.
Yes.
And I was in a
But when you get old, you calm down a little bit. You're supposed to. I don't. I have not come down at all.
I never have. Do I look calm? I mean...
Oh, you can keep that on. He wanted me to wear this. I said, no way am I going to mess my hair up with that on.
But no, I wanted to talk about
fabulous.
I wanted to talk about a fun thing that I've been doing the last 3 years.
Okay, what have you been doing the last
I got
3 years?
involved in a company called Trapeze Las Vegas. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
I have.
They have a trapeze rig that's right on the sports center.
Yes.
On Sunset and Las Vegas
But I
Boulevard.
know exactly what you mean.
And we have tourists. You know,
Yes.
they have the go-karts in the front, and we at the back of the building.
Gene Woods. Gene Woods is a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah,
I know Gene Woods very well. Yes,
well, they
good
run this.
guy.
They run this business. They're actually on the web, trapezelasvegas.com,
Yes.
and they run a kids camp all the time, and they get kids. But like I was a kid who came into circus, they get kids involved, and it's a lot of fun.
I think that's the greatest thing, to get the children involved, because then you know they're having fun and they enjoy it. They see the parents see their children enjoying and having fun, and I think that's probably our key.
The part that's rewarding for me is I get to give back. And I get to
isn't that
give
nice?
back to kids. And some of these kids have become really quite talented. Some of them have actually gone from Trapeze Las Vegas into the cirque shows. Yeah, they've gone into the cirque shows.
How amazing. So you've had a great experience in Vegas of doing something quite different, but then you've also got this going too. So is it? We know what this is, don't we?
There we go.
Yes. Now, how long does it take you to make one of these?
It doesn't take long at all. In fact, I teach a lot of balloon twisting at the kids' camps that we have going on at Trapeze Las Vegas studio, because we have an indoor space as well.
Yes.
Where we have many different skills, you know, tightrope and unicycling and trampoline and lyra and aerial silks. And
so, do you call yourself more of a clown or more of an entertainer? Or
well,
you're more of a circus act.
Let's talk about the current situation. I don't know if you realize, but last November there was a thing called the creepy clown phenomenon.
I did not want to bring this up because we've got such
a lot of free publicity off it.
But such a great story from you. I didn't want to bring up that creepy thing that happened last November.
Well, you know, Halloween is about creepy stuff, and there's a big difference between a real clown who actually knows what they're doing and someone who puts on a clown mask and goes out there and terrifies people.
Yes.
But at one point I was getting 1,000 prank calls a week from kids asking if I was a killer clown. I'm very well listed on the internet. Yes. And so they would call up and they'd say, "Are you a killer clown? He," and their friends would be laughing in the background. And then pretty much hang up. And my question to them and to anybody is, if I truly was a killer clown, why would you call me? Why would you call me?
That's a good reason. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but you can't reason with kids, you know.
No,
so now, unfortunately, it's died down quite a bit.
Yes. But did it hurt your business as a
It actually really helped my business because the Review Journal came in. They put me on the front page of BuzzFeed, which is a huge deal on the internet.
Of course, yes.
And of course, we don't advertise in the Yellow Pages anymore. I've got a Facebook page and Instagram and everything like that.
Social media, hello.
Social media took off. I got literally thousands of hits on the BuzzFeed thing, and it's really helped.
So you're doing really, really well. You know, it's so lovely. I've had many, many guests on my show that, you know, they're struggling and they're not doing well. But you're doing well, but you know how to get out there. You know how to encourage this. You know how to get business.
Well, to actually answer your question that you asked earlier, do I work just as a clown? No, lately I've been working as a variety entertainer a little more. And part of the reason is, well, first of all, it's a lot easier than putting on all that makeup. You know, to go out as a fun guy.
Yes.
But secondly, because some kids are now supposedly scared of clowns, you know.
Yes. So you kind of veer away from that. So you started sort of going into what you're
I've
doing.
reinvented myself to some degree. I still do a lot of work as Charlie the Clown. That's my main character, you know. But
this is actually you.
That's actually me. Yes.
This is not another photograph. This is actually Charlie.
Well, I tell kids that's my brother. You know, he was born as a clown.
Yes.
You know,
yes, of course. We all say that about brothers and sisters, don't we?
Absolutely.
So how can anybody reach you, Charlie?
Well, you know, I'm available on charlietheclown.net. And
charlietheclown.net.
If anyone wants to have their kid, this is about our circus summer camp that we are doing over at Trapeze Las Vegas.
Okay,
I've got the dates here.
Okay, this is called Circus Summer Camp, and it's actually from June the 12th to the 16th.
Well, we have 6 times that we're doing it.
There's 6 times we're doing it. So we've got June the 12th, June the 19th, and that's my birthday. June the 26th, I'll be 39 holding a game. July the 10th, July the 17th, and July 24th.
And each time it's running Monday through Friday.
Right, so each one of those dates are for a week, so you've got a
And we invite
camp.
children anywhere from the age of 6, you know, to be part of that.
Actually, I'll put that up there.
Well, it's available on the TrapezeLasVegas.com website as well.
LasVegas.com. You can find all these dates out. You've got these 3 sort of balls here. Well, you're going to do something
well, I
with that.
teach juggling as well. You know,
Can you do that?
I can do some juggling, sure. Juggling's quite fun, you know.
Yeah. You see? Quite cool.
I have a local juggling group called Las Vegas Juggling Club at Trapeze Las Vegas. We do it every Thursday from 6 to 8.
And you actually teach people how to do
your
job.
And people come in. Sometimes I teach them, but sometimes they just come in and juggle. And we get some of the great jugglers from the Strip.
I've been juggling all my life, so maybe I should go and learn how to do it properly.
You should come by. It's really fun to watch, and a lot of people come sometimes, and we have people. One guy in the corner learning, you know, juggling 7 or 9 rings, and then somebody just learning to juggle 3 balls. And we have people of all ages. It's a really fun thing.
I think it's a wonderful
It's also
thing.
listed on Facebook. You know.
I love to hear the happy side of life, so this is the happy side of life. It seems like each one of my guests today are going, we're giving them extra time because their stories are interesting, and this story is fascinating because you reinvented yourself.
Absolutely, that's what life's about.
And I think that, yes, because a lot of people come to a dead end, I can't do this anymore, but they don't know what to do. Try something. So you fail. You
56 years old and I'm catching tourists on the flying trapeze. I mean, talk about reinventing it. You just seen my belly a couple of years ago.
Oh, so you trimmed down and you got yourself together.
It's really good exercise.
It's what you call Charlie got his act together. No pun intended.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Vegas.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes, we're having a big...